Hello everybody, today we're going to unbox, take a close-up look and try on the Comtex Mens Automatic Watch. So let's go ahead and open up the box. So let's open the box up by first removing the shrink wrap. So there is this thin shrink wrap around the box. Let's go ahead and peel it off. So that's the shrink wrap peeled off. Let's go ahead and now open up the box. Okay, and let's pop the contents out from the box. So there appears to be that gift bag there, and of course let's find out the inner box. So there is a gift box in the box right there, removed from the outer card box. We can set that to the side. So what we're looking at here is the main watch box, as well as a shopping bag or gift bag. So now let's take a close-up look at the gift bag. So it does have the Eiffel Tower with the Comtex branding. Let's take a look inside the bag. So there is some documentation in there, and just double checking that there's nothing else left in there. So we can set the gift bag to the side and take a close-up look at the user or service guide for the Comtex Mens Automatic Watch. Okay, flipping open the user guide or user manual, you can see the table of contents, and at the top is in Chinese and the bottom half is in English for the table of contents. And moving on to the following page, it's also covered in Japanese as well. Okay, so that's the service guide or user guide for the Comtex Mens Automatic Watch. And on this page we can see that there is a quality check certificate as well, so detailing that the watch has passed quality controls. Okay, so that's a service guide or user manual. We can set it to the side of the frame right there, and moving on to the gift box or watch box. And let me make some little adjustments on the side right there, just so that the background doesn't blend with the foreground too much. Alright, so what we're looking at now is the watch box or gift box. And just making sure that I hold the cover or lid down, because last thing we want is for the watch to fall out and break. Okay, and flipping out the flap, so there are two flaps there, and that reveals the lovely automatic watch. And there is a drawer on this side, which we can slide out, of course. So I'm just going to show you the watch first of all, just resting nicely in the watch box right here. And this is where I will slide out this little drawer here, and that reveals a cleaning cloth. So there's a nice little roll here, which is the cleaning cloth. So it's nice and very luxurious feeling. And in the bottom right hand corner you'll see that it does have Comtex stamped or embossed Okay, so right there, nice and very velvety cleaning cloth. Let's go ahead and set it to the side now, back into its tray or drawer, and we can just pop it back in for now. And now let's pop the watch out from its little cubby right there, and we can set the gift box to the side. Okay, let's find a spot perhaps that way for a change. Okay, so this is the Comtex Mens Automatic Wristwatch. It is, as you can see, a dress watch, so a formal wear watch as opposed to a sports watch. It does have a lovely kind of reddish brown strap to it, so it's a two-piece strap, and this watch is in rose gold, so it does have a rose gold bezel, as you can see, contrasting against the white dial and the brushed stainless steel lugs. So very unusual looking in that respect. It's also available in yellow gold as well as stainless steel in terms of the bezel color or finish. So this one is in rose gold, so it has that slight hint of reddishness to it. There's also a black dial variant as well. So I'm going to give you different views of the watch with the strap the way it is right now, and of course I'll be opening it up just to show you more details of the watch. But for the time being, let's just observe the watch as it is, straight out of the box. So right there you can see the Comtex branding at 12 o'clock and the automatic designation at 6 o'clock. Of course there is a day and date wheel as well, or window. And you can see the 12, 3, 6 and 9 o'clock Roman numerals working together with the stick or baton markers. And you can see the seconds hand sweeping away very, very smoothly there. So a lovely, lovely watch. Let's go ahead and look at the details of the watch. So taking a look at the pin buckle right here. So we see the, once again, a familiarity with Comtex is the detail on the Comtex pin buckle. Just to remind you that it is a Comtex product. And of course the stitching as well as the thickness of the strap, just to show you what it does look like. So it's, at present you can see it is very stiff and it is very toughly padded, but of course over time that should season out and wear quite nicely. Okay, and the other end of the strap, so it's a two-piece strap in a reddish brown. It's nice to see that detail there with a display back or exhibition back, case back on the watch. So you can see that balance wheel right there. And of course, it is a genuine leather strap. Of course, let's take a close-up look at the watch, the case back of the watch. So you can see there's that automatic rotor right there. So it is a Citizen Miyota movement, as you can see the stamping on the rotor saying Miyota. So I just can just about make it out through the tiny LCD of the camcorder. And the watch ticks away very, very quietly. So case size, it is a 40mm case diameter. And you can see in the day window, it is showing 6 in Chinese character, which represents Saturday. So let's go ahead and pull the crown from the watch, and before I do that, actually let me give you a good look at the profile or thickness of the watch case, as well as the depth of the dial from the crystal or glass window. So there's those little details with the Comtex logo right on the crown right there. So let's pop the crown out, see if I can pull it out. So you heard that little click there. So it is in the first position. Let's see if we can pull it out further, and another click there. So that is the maximum. And turning the crown counterclockwise, you can see that it does have an alternating day indicator there, and next it should go to Monday, which is E. Once I turn it around, and it should go to black. So it does have what appears to be a roulette coloring. There we go. So Monday, and let's push the crown in since it's at the maximum outer position. So there's a quick set. For the day, if we turn it clockwise, it will adjust the date, as you can see right there. And of course, turning it the opposite E. So you can see Tuesday and 2. So I think it represents the two 12-hour sections of the day. Let's find out. So if I pull the crown further out to adjust the time, let's move it forward. So it's currently showing 2, which is Tuesday. And if I advance the time, it should click into 3 or Wednesday. And if I get past, okay, so there we go. So it does show. Now we're in Thursday. So it very quickly shows. Let's see what it does again with the day indicator. So crossing 12 o'clock, it shows Friday. Very briefly before showing it in the Chinese or Oriental representation, which is Wu or 5. Okay, so that's easy to understand. So very briefly, it shows you the day in English for a couple of hours of the day when it changes over before switching over very quickly again to the Chinese representation. So let's go ahead and set the date again very quickly. Now I'll show you once again. Set before, and then we'll move the hands. So I need to just turn it. Okay, just gotta remember which direction to turn the date and day wheel. So as you can see, anti-clockwise advances the date, and clockwise advances the date. So let's go now and do a manual changeover right there. When the time crosses over at midnight, we can see that switch right there showing Wednesday, and then very quickly it should show three horizontal lines right there. So around 2 o'clock it does change, and for the rest of the day it will remain in the Chinese indication for that date. Alright, so let's just leave it on. Let's set it at this time just to show you, so you can see the details of the watch right there with no obstruction in the date window or lettering on the dial. So nice and shiny watch with a very high polish finish on the case and bezel. And for the lugs, on the top side of the lugs, they are very finely brushed. Not sure if you can see that detail there. Yes, you can. Very finely brushed vertically. So nice bit of contrasting, because on the sides they are highly polished. So the only brushed parts are on the top side of the lugs on both sides, and the rest of the treatment of the watch is all in a very high shine polish, as you can see right there. Lovely high quality finish right throughout. And I'm just going to let the light play by just twisting and turning the watch very gently. So you can see how the light plays on the various surfaces of the watch. So nice watch with an automatic movement, so it is self-winding. That's another way that it's called, automatic or self-winding movement. But you should always wind it up from, if your watch hasn't been worn or has stopped ticking for a while or hasn't been in use, always give it several winds manually before wearing your watch, instead of just shaking it back to life. So a very good level of detail here with the Comtex Mens Automatic Watch in the rose gold colorway. As you can see, the bezel around the crystal or glass has a rose gold finish, as well as the hands and markers on the watch, so right there. So good level of detail. And let's take a look at the lume, see if there's any luminescent on the hands. As we can see, there is some material in the minute and hour hands. So I do have the Thorfire PF03 torch, which I've unboxed quite a while ago. It does have 3 levels of brightness, and you can see just how small it is. Let's see if we can charge up the luminescent, if there's any on the hands. Obviously on the dials, in terms of the marker, they're just solid plated markers, so no material on them. But perhaps you can see, there we go, that glow there, a nice pale green glow on the hour and minute hands. So there we go, you can see a nice glow on the hands. And of course, let's go ahead and try the watch on. So I do have a 6 3/4 inch wrist circumference, or 17.2 centimeters. Let's strap the watch on and see how it wears on my wrist. Okay, so remember the case size is 40 millimeters. Okay, and let's go ahead and find a nice position there. That's perfect right there. So just showing you the pinholes or pin buckle position. Okay, and tucking the strap right through the keeper right there. So there are 2 keepers, just going to shift the other keeper further down the strap or to the middle. So there we go. So right there, nice detail, lovely strap with a very nice color right there, a reddish brown. And of course, let's make a little adjustment of the watch on my wrist and showing you the strap once again, or pin buckle. So obviously the strap feels quite stiff right now, being that it's new, so it needs some bedding in or wearing time before it's fully adjusted to the shape of my wrist. But nonetheless, you have a good look at the Comtex Mens Automatic Watch on my wrist with this try on right here. And you can see how the watch sits on my wrist. So the strap does feel a little bit stiff, but it's not tight, because I found a really good pinhole position that suits the size of my wrist. And over time, once that strap loosens up a little bit and softens, it'll be right at home on my wrist. Okay, so lovely automatic wristwatch on my wrist. So lovely watch for formal or smart casual occasions. I can see this being suitable for many kinds of situations. So very smart looking, dressy watch, and kind of muted or toned down with the reddish brown strap. That's kind of made it, or given it, a more casual kind of appearance. And that lovely display back showing you the movement of the watch. A Citizen Miyota movement. Always nice to see those little fine details of the watch. So I have the watch upside down right now just to reveal that balance wheel right there. Or balance spring, I beg your pardon. So that's the Comtex Mens Automatic Watch. Thanks for watching and happy ticking!